Okay, welcome everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I know tonight in particular is a busier day for those getting ready for Yom Tov for the upcoming holiday. So I know it's a lot going on. So I appreciate everyone who's here on time. Thank you. I hope you had time to practice or at least review what we did last time. And we will continue right into the next part of this module, which we will spending a lot of time today on inserting pictures, but also using enhanced formatting techniques and different fades and styles. So I hope you enjoy this one. And I don't think it's going to take the entire time, but we have plenty of time to chat. I'm here. I'll be available. Maybe we'll have time even to do some of the practice lessons as well. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Just give me a second, because I think this goes there. Okay, share screen. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, let me just get myself all situated here with all my little tools. Okay. Okay, I see someone's asking, Henya, if you missed last class. You could probably learn what we're doing as far as the pictures. It won't be exactly what we're doing here, but you'll be able to even just practice along with how we manipulate the graphics that we're going to do. So if you haven't opened up your PowerPoint already, we're going to go ahead and do it together. And again, as you see here, we have all my recent documents that I've been working on. But I'm just going to go to open, double click on that. We'll bring up more options, more available here. And again, here's my most recent. This is the one we're working on, SC PowerPoint to Energy. I'm going to click on that. There we go. Okay, so we have, again, design ideas here that defaults to the side. We have right now, we have our 5 slides. And we finished on the 5th slide, which we went ahead and designed the shapes, made a little, a bunch of really interesting graphics going on here. And now we will continue as far as entering more graphics and give a little more wow to this page. Okay. So I just want to make sure we will be using the ruler and the guides. And for that matter, we could probably use the grid lines as well to help us just match everything. And if you notice, the circle is, look at that. You remember when we set it to be perfectly centered? Well, that literally is perfect. You could tell by the grid lines, it's exactly a square equally on both sides, as well as the other items as well. We had them centered because you remember with this tool here, we had the format tool, and then we have that align, and we have these alignments here. And if you also remember, we created this whole thing as group. Oh, I think I ungrouped it. Oh, that's what happened. Because at the end of the last class, I ungrouped it. So let me group it again. There we go. So this is grouped. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to set the vertical guide to 2 inches to the right. Okay, so remember, let me zoom out a little bit here because it's it's more pronounced here. But if you notice, the vertical guides, I have the red is the dead center vertical and perpendicular, but then I have this little dotted line. This is my vertical guide. So I want to put it 2 inches to the right on my page. So as you can see also, I have my grid line that's also there. I can remove the grid line so that you can see the guides much more clearly. And I want to move the horizontal guide to 3.5 inches below center. Okay, so here is my horizontal guide. I don't know where it is on your page, but just grab it. And you see, as I slide it down, it shows me the numbers. So I want it 3.5 inches from the bottom right there. So you could get it exact because it literally is telling you to the millimeter of where that guide is. So I have it 2 by 3.5, okay? Now, I'm going to be pulling out three graphics, okay? So if you remember where the graphics are, go for it. It's in, so what's going on? In insert, and we have shapes here, okay? So with our shapes, we are going to choose what's called the, excuse me, need to drink something. What we're gonna select is what's called a banner. It's called the banner shape, and that would be found over, here it is right here, in the flowchart section. Okay, there's what's called a, actually no, it's called a, a punched tape. That is what it's called. Kind of looks like a little bit of a scroll. But in the flowchart area there, we're gonna click on the, let me just make sure, yeah. It's called the punch tape. I'm gonna select that. Now remember, I have now this crosshairs that lets me know that my mouse is active to create a shape. Just gonna drag it out a little bit just so I can see it. Don't worry about the size. I'll tell you the size in just a second. Okay, so we have this punch tape. Okay, then we're gonna grab another shape. Go back to insert, shapes, and I want to grab the moon. So the moon would be right there. If you found it, great. It's in the basic shapes right here. We have the half moon. Okay, we're gonna select that. Again, I got my aim trigger there. Just gonna drag it about that size. Again, I'll give you the exact measurements in just a moment. And then the final picture that we will, the final graphic that we will be playing around with on this slide will be the sun. Sorry, where am I going? There we go. The sun. If you noticed it, great. Otherwise, it's right next to the moon, called the sun. And we're gonna open that up on the right side of the banner. Okay, so I got my moon, my punch chart, and my sun. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is I'm gonna go ahead and change the color. Okay, so now I wanna select all the shapes. So I'm going to select the one. Remember, hold the shift button down, 2, 3. So now all my 3 shapes are selected. If you missed that, hold the shift button down. And there I have it. I have all 3 of the shapes selected. Now I want to change them to this green color, green accent 2. Basically the same color as the arrow. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to add a shape effect. So actually, the light one outline. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Shape outline. Oh no, here. This is a better view. Okay, so I want to go to 1 second. Whoop. So I want to go to shape one outline. Moderate. Where's my outline? No, I think, no, we got the, no, sorry, we got the right one. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. That is the right one. But what we want to do is we want to change the shape outline to white. So there's a little, okay. There is a little shape there, a little coloring there. So shape outline, gonna select the white. You see how it comes out a little bit there? Select on white, and then it's slightly white around the edges. And we will select the weight as, right now it's 1 pint, we'll do 1.5 pints, okay? And there you have the green with the white shape around it. So again, how do I do that? I just go just like here. I have the shape fill, I have the shape outline, and I have the shape effects. And again, you can find those options by the format or by home. I'm gonna stick to the format because that's where it gives me all my drawing tools. Okay, just a note, I saw someone raise their hand. If you have a question, please just type it into the Q&A for me. So Linda, if you do have a question, I can't give you access to talk. It doesn't allow me to do that during this webinar, but if you have a question, just please type it in the Q&A. Okay. What shape effect? It's just actually, so here, the shape effect, what I chose is the theme star colored fill green accent 1. Okay. So color fill green accent 1, and then I go to the text outline. I select white, not text outline, sorry, shape outline. I select white, and I will give it a 1.5 pint thickness. Okay, so you'll see a little contrast there between the background and the green. Okay, so now we're going to get this a little more proportionally. Okay, so we'll first shape the moon. Okay, the moon is going to be 1.5 inches tall by 0.8 inches wide. Okay, so 1.5 inches. If you've done it already, great. Otherwise, 1.5. I'll doing it anyway. 1.5 by 0.8. Okay, so again, if I click there, I see 1.5 and 8. Again, we're by drawing tools in the format. Then the banner should be exactly 1.5 inches tall. Ooh, we're so close there. 1.5 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide. Okay, that really stretched it out there. Okay, so again, if I click on that, I see right away into the format 1.5 by 6.5. Now, the moon, the sun. The sun should be 1.5 inches tall, which is exactly the same height as the moon, and it should be 1.5 inches wide. So it should be exactly a circle, 1.5 inches in diameter. 1.5 by 1.5. Okay. So now, okay, let me move this out of the way because I want to get the exact line. Okay, so what I want is, it should be, hold on, exactly 3 inches left of center, the 4th vertical grid line. Okay, so I thought I'd be using this, and this is a great example because here I need something, instead of having to go back and forth here, if I click on my grid lines, then I have everything. So I'm looking at the 4th vertical grid line from the center. Okay, so it's by the 4-inch point, so right there. Okay. No, sorry, yeah, right there. Okay. Three inches left to center, sorry. There we go. Okay, so where I want it is right here. So I'm getting it at 3 inches from, oh, that's where they want it. Right, there we go, 3.5. So I was making it a little more confusing than it should have been, sorry. 3 inches from the left to center. So it comes out to about 3.5 inches this way. So right here by your grid line, right here, okay? And it should be where my other vertical guide is, should be 3.5 inches from the center, okay? So I'm looking at, should be lined up 3 inches, starting from 3 inches to the left of the center, and then that will end, and 3.5 inches from the bottom of the center. And it sounds a little confusing when I'm saying it, but I think if you look at it, I think it's pretty clear. Okay. Then I want to take the the moon, and I want to move it 2 inches right there. I want it 2 inches from the middle, from the center. So I have 0, and then my vertical guide right here, 2 inches. I want the tips of the moon to be right at the 2-inch mark. And if you notice, when I hit that mark, it gets dark, okay? So I want this lined up 2 inches here, and then the same thing with the sun. I'm gonna do exactly the same, but here the sun takes up a little more room, but I wanna get it exact right. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, if you don't mind, there we go. If I really wanna get it exact, there you go, you see? There I have it, exactly right where I want it on the bottom and right where I want it on the side, okay? So again, that's 2 inches from the center and 3.5 inches from the vertical center, or 1/2 inch from the bottom. Now zoom out, okay. Okay, hope everyone's still with me. I don't see any questions, so I'm just gonna keep moving. Okay. So now we are going to do a pretty cool trick here. We're gonna merge these together. So we're actually gonna now create a new shape. So we're gonna take these 3 graphics. So it's more than just grouping. Because here with these shapes, what we did, we just grouped it. So each shape is still independent, and if I wanted to, I could ungroup it and manipulate those objects. With this picture here, what I actually am gonna do is I'm gonna group it, I'm going to merge them to a point that they will literally become one graphic. So I will go ahead and select all of them. Second, okay. So again, I press Shift and select all 3. Okay, so now make sure you are on your format drawing tools. On the left side, we have insert shapes here, and then there's edit shape, change shape, not edit shape, sorry, merge shape. So we have edit shapes here, we have text box, and here's the merge shapes. And I have a few. I have a union, which basically, as you see the live view, union basically just blends it together. So now it just looks funny. We have the combine. So it fades out what's overlapping and it gets rid of that and you could see through it. Then you have fragment, it just kind of overlaps each other there. And then intersect, all right, disappeared. And subtract, which we won't be using. So actually what we're going to be using is combine, okay? So select on the combine by merge shapes, and there you have now look, if you notice, it's one shape now. I cannot select any other shapes because we have now converted this into a singular shape. We designed a new shape all by ourselves. Let's see. Okay. So now we are going to type a little bit. And if you notice also, by the way, a new feature here is this. First, we can rotate it, and the sizing also now becomes universal. So now it looks at it as literally one shape. So whatever changes I do, it will change the entire shape. Okay, so now we're going to start typing. Okay, so again, just select the box and go A. So select the banner again, and right away, it's already set for text typing. So you could just go ahead and start typing a smart thermostat. Press enter. So this we want spaced, and type works night and day. Works night and day. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and resize this font to 24. Okay, right now it's 18. This time I'm just going to use the mini bar here, 24. Okay, so a smart thermostat works night and day. Oh, now I understand the graphic, night and day. Okay. So if you did that, then we've completed this slide. And if we want to really appreciate the work we did, just remove all there, and there you go. Okay, and we could even go to view slides. Look at that. So this is really cool. This is what we've created already. Wow, we used a lot of different features and functions here. Okay, remember that's what I did was here, I do my slide sorter, and then it shows me all the slides in the order. And this actually also shows the transition, shows the number slide. This is my slideshow. That's what we created so far. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm just gonna escape getting a little carried away there. Okay, back to work. Okay, well, for that matter, I'll take a second. I'll just let people catch up if you're still finishing up. And if anyone has any questions. Okay, we will move right along here. So now we will go to slide number 4. Okay, that's slide number 4 where we did this art here, this smart art, this little arrow jumping out there with all these great features that it's promoting. So now I want to go ahead and add the grid lines, okay? Because the grid lines, we're going to use the grid lines to get this shape in the right spot. So make sure you have your grid lines. Remember, go to view, click on grid lines. That will show you exactly the whole page boxed in. And we are going to select the star shape. But we're going to select the 7-pointed star, not the 6-pointed. So we'll go to insert, shape. Now the 7-pointed star is, here it is. Here we go, right here. So we got 7 points. We got different stars. We got a 4-point star. We got a 5-point. 6 point, and 7 point. So I'll click the 7 point. So just put it here, and then we'll walk through exactly the sizing and the position that it should be, okay? So now the shape itself should be a 3 by 3, okay? So if you got that on your first try, amazing. Otherwise, just go over to your sizing, and there you go. You have now a 3 by 3. Now, in the viewing, I forgot to add the ruler, okay? So the ruler, where I want to get this is exactly right. Let's see. I want to get it exactly 6 right. Hold on. 288. I want to get it right. Okay. To be exact, I want it. So I want it at the 2-inch. Let me put the guides here. So guides, I want. Oh, you see, if you use the guides in the past, and you turn off the guides and you put them back on, the guide just remains where it was last. So I had it down here. That's why I couldn't find it. So I'm just gonna bring it up here and line it up by 2. Okay, and then where's my other guide here? This guide I want it by the 5. Okay. So right there. Okay. I think that's the right spot. Though I have a feeling that it needs to be a little closer, but I'm not sure exactly. Oh, wait a second. I think, hold on, no. Let me see something. I think it might, let me try 4.5. I think it might need to be actually 4.5. No, that's too much overlapped. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go, this looks nice. I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so we got it at a 2 by 5, 2 inches from the middle point and 5 inches from the right. Okay, that is where I'm going to situate my 7 stud star. Okay, then, okay, now bear with me. We've done this in the past, but so therefore we're just gonna do it again, but we're gonna now insert a graphic in here. Now, I don't know if I sent out the graphics before, so I'm gonna use the graphic that I had already sent, but otherwise, for those who don't have access to it or they didn't save it on their desktop, it's fine. We are going to use the light bulb graphic, light bulb picture. So I'm gonna go on this device, but if you don't have that, you can just go to online, type in light bulb and pull whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Now let me go to my pictures. I'm gonna go to my class. No, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, class 2. Okay, I got my light bulb there. Select that, press insert. Oh, you see? What did I do wrong? Want to see if you're paying attention. What did I do wrong? I didn't select my picture, and I didn't select to insert a graphic inside. That's why. So I need to select it. Then when I'm insert, see what I did? I went to insert here and selected pictures. What I want to do is format, okay? Edit shape, change shape. No. Give me a second here. I apologize. Hold on, wait a second. There we go. You see? So it's in shape fill. That's what I didn't do right. I go to picture. Okay, so let me do that again. So I made the mistake before because I just pressed insert generally. If you just press insert generally, then it takes you to a random picture onto your page. But I want to insert the picture into this graphic to be part of this graphic. So I'm going to make sure that I'm selected on it. I'm going to be in the formatting tools. I'm going to select shape fill. I'm going to click on picture and browse on my document. Otherwise, you could search via whatever search engine you have. Now I'm going to insert, and there you have it. I have my light bulb inserted into the picture. I know it looks a little smushed because probably not the right ratio. So be it. Okay. Now we're going to give it a little bit of a weight on the outline. Okay. So the current outline weight would be 1. If you notice, shape outline, I got weight is default to 1. What I want to do is I want to select a 3. Okay. And if you notice, by the way, since it's the default colors are always with the theme color. So if you notice, like when we did the graphics before, and now here you see the outline, it's blue because that's the default theme color of this presentation. However, we're going to change that and we are going to select green. So once I've already, again, raised that weight on the outline to 3 points, I'm going to go to the same shape outline and I'm going to select the green. Okay, green accent 2, and now I have a green outline around this light bulb. Okay, so now we're going to give it a little effect as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to shape outline, and this time we're going to choose the dashes, and we're going to select, I think a little more, square dot, round dot, dash, dash dot, oh here, round dot. We select on the round dot style, okay? So now I have a round dot style and it's green, but now I want to give it a little bit of effect, okay? So on the shape effects, we're gonna now give it a little glow because it's a light bulb. We're gonna give it a little glow effect. So we want to use the most noticeable glow effect. That would be the in the glow option, the bottom one that has the most shine to it, and it's green. And there you go. Now our light is glowing. So now you have this glowing, nice, really cool looking graphic. Now we are going to move this graphic at a 15-degree angle. Drop it 15 degrees towards the middle of the screen. So if you know how to do that, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to go to rotate. Now, I see here, again, only 4 options. I don't want to rotate fully. I just want to rotate it 15 degrees, so negative 15 degrees. So now I have, when I open that up, if you notice, when I did rotate and I do more rotation options, it now gives me the full control to the point of how much I want to change that on the vertical or horizontal to the degree in which, excuse me, to the degree in which I want to change it. So again, more rotation options. I want to rotate it down, okay? So I'm gonna turn 15, right there. Okay. So now this looks funny. So I gotta move it up again because it's not, I want it to be right there. Okay, so how do I describe that? It should be here. Now, if I wanted to tell you exactly where this should be now, I want it to be, here we go. Let's say like this. I have an idea. Like here, this. Right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I like this because then, I'm sorry. Because then I could, let's say I'm trying to explain to someone exactly the location I need a specific graphic. So here at this point, I could zoom in. Let me move up there a little bit. Okay, so, oh, come on. Oops. Okay, so here, let's say I want it at exactly 4.5 points to the right. And let's say this guide here, let's say 2.5 points from the center. Okay, so I'll move that up a little bit. That is exactly where I want the tip of this picture. There we go. Okay, that is exactly where I want that picture. Okay, so I want it at 4.5 inches to the right and 2.5 inches up from the middle of the page. Okay, that's exactly where I want it to be. And you could measure that exactly to the letter by using your guides, your vertical guides, to help you get to that exact point. Okay? Okay. All right, Avi, you wanted to know. Okay. Anyone who wants to know how I got those dots, I go to, now you see I have drawing tools and picture tools. But it will do the same exact effect. So let me go to drawing tools format. If I go to shape outline and I do dashes, here is where I control the type of line that I want around my light bulb. Okay, so I wanted to choose round dots. And there you have round dots. Okay, so let me answer a few questions there because I know there was a lot of. Okay, so Maron, when you insert a graphic, it adjusts exactly the format that it is. So you can't manipulate the location. I actually tried that, and you can't manipulate the location in which the graphic is inserted. You just have to make sure that the ratio of the graphic that goes into the shape is at the proper alignment. So you can't, since the shape of the picture is exactly this, that's why it comes up past these and not directly in the middle, because of the shape of the picture itself. If you were to modify the picture and change the size outside of PowerPoint and then insert like that, you'll get it at a different location in the graphic. Okay, so Khani, okay, regarding getting the light bulb in properly, you want to make sure that you're not using the smart art option. You are going to shape fill. By shape fill, which more often than not, look, it fills the shape in a different color. What you want to do is you want to insert a picture in that area. So you would select the shape fill, click on picture, and then that will bring up your available pictures to fit inside. Okay, so Henya, I think, so if the picture is not fitting, it's because the picture itself is just too big. You have to find a smaller graphic because you have to check the size of the picture itself, how big it is. If it's a massive picture, you'll only get a little part of that picture inside. So you just have to make sure whatever picture you're using is a smaller sized picture. Yes, Hani, you have to make sure that you actually are selected on the star graphic, not just going into insert, which is the mistake I made, is going into insert and then inserting a picture. You have to be selected on the star graphic itself, and then when you do a shape fill, it will go directly into that graphic that you are selecting. Okay. Okay, so Dennis and Kathy Cass, I see. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm not pronouncing any of your names right, I apologize. I cannot ask you how to pronounce it, so doing the best I can. Please forgive me. So to move the guides, you just, if you don't see the guide there, it's automatically, the first time you use them, they're hidden with the center. Okay, so when they're hidden, they're just gray. But when you move over the vertical or the horizontal guides, you see this little like separator, like this arrow that's about to be torn apart there. And there you go, up and down. That is where your vertical guide should be if you haven't used it already. Okay, now we will move on to the next part. All right, so we got this graphic in here. Now we're just gonna give this page a title now that we made it look so pretty. We're gonna call it Manage Your Energy. Okay, so that's a wrap for this page here. Looks really cool. Now we are gonna go up to our page number 1, our header page. Okay, we're at our header page here. So if you still have your grid lines on, let's hide the grid lines and the guides. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna insert now a picture. Okay, so I wanna be clicked away from everything, make sure everything's unselected here because we do have selections here. We have this. So just click away from everything. We're on the header page and we are gonna go to insert and we're gonna select pictures. I'm gonna select from the device, but for those who didn't get my pictures, I'm gonna look at the house. You get any type of house you want, and I'm gonna select insert. Now that is huge. That doesn't work, right? Okay, well, I have a bunch of different ways to size it, up, down. Those are all easy ways to size it, but I want it exactly to a point, so I'm gonna size it 2.2 by 2.2. I'll probably look a little funny because it's not exactly, you see, it's not proportionate. So it's not an exact square. It's slightly off. So the height is going to be a 2.2. Okay. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Okay. I realized that we could do it this way, but they actually want us to do it a different way, which I think is more in line. So delete that. All right. We're going to do an insert shape. We're going to do a shape, okay? And we are going to do a rectangle with the snipped edges. Let me find that. Give me a second here. Where is it? What is it called? The snipped edges. It's called, they call it here, it's called into the top corners snipped. Top corners snipped right here, okay? Top corners snipped. All right. And this one, I want to size 2.2 by 2.2. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to rotate it vertically. Actually rotate it, yeah, rotate it 90 degrees to the right. So now my two snipped corners are sticking to the right of the page. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to insert this picture, this device, and now we're going to insert the picture. I think no, I'm not doing it right again. I'm not doing it right again. See, I caught myself. Shape fill. Remember, shape fill, go to picture, browse, and I want to enter the house. Okay. But now, rotate. Give me a second here. Position, no, give me a second here, because what I want to do is, now I'm challenging myself because picture crop width. So hold on a second, edit shape. Hold on. I want to rotate the shape, but come on. Oh, sorry, here we go. No, that's not what I want to rotate the picture itself. Hold on a second, let me change picture, no. Color, no. Picture layout, no. Okay, I'm a little stumped myself, I'm sorry. I thought I did this last time, or maybe I didn't. So I wanted to manipulate this picture to be sideways. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, we're gonna have a sideways house. That's how I feel sometimes. Okay. So we're just gonna move on here. and we're going to play around with the coloring itself. Okay, so now with this shape here, by the way, if any of you could figure it out, get a bonus and let me know. So the picture effects are only going to change the shadow of the item, but it's not going to change the rotation of the picture itself. So it is what it is. Okay, fine. You know, honestly, I can't look at it like that. I'm sorry. It's going to drive me crazy. We're just going to do it like this, and that's that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and change the rectangle. We're going to change the outline. So shape outline, we're going to go ahead and turn it to a 3-point outline. 3 points, okay. And we're going to change that again to a square dot, the same style as we had with the light bulb. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and change that to green as we did before. Oh, it should be already green. Oh, it's so small, it's hard to tell. Let me close this so I get more on the screen. Green, yeah, there it is. It's so blended in. Okay, then I want to do the same glow effect. So accent color to glow. So I'm going to go to shape effects, glow, accent to. Okay. Now, by the way, if you notice, this picture is a little bit out of style and out of character to my presentation. So I want to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to go to Format, Picture Tools, Format. I want to go to Color, okay? And I want to select the accent green color, dark, okay? So now it has a little glow effect all around it. So it's like glowing over there. Okay. That is a wrap for this graphic here. Before we go on to the next part of this class, does anyone have any questions? Question. Okay, so Ingle family, the that is a shape selection by rectangles. It's called the top corner snipped rectangle. So it defaults, that's the style of it. When I select that, it snips off the two top corners. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. Now we're gonna do a little bit edit on the slide itself. Okay, so we're gonna focus a little bit on the presentation element, and I haven't done so, but if you have, good. If not, just go ahead and Control S. Let's save our, all right, let's save our artwork. Okay, now let us enter some information of this about this document into the slides itself. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I have header and footer. Okay, I'm going to select the header and footer. So I'm going to go to Insert. I have the text options there, header and footer. So here I have two options. I have the slide and I have the notes and handouts. Okay, so I'm going to stay on the slide, and what I want to do is I want to insert two things. Number one, I want to select date and time, and I want it fixed. Okay, I don't want you have updated automatically, so every day that you open it up, it's going to be updating to that date. I don't want that. I want it to be a fixed date, and the fixed date I want it to be is October 1. October 1. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and select slide number. Okay. So I want the slide number, but I want it also, I don't want to show the slide number that on the title slide. Okay. Because that's the title. I don't need to tell everyone that's page 1. It's obvious. So it's a waste of ink. So I select that, don't show on the slide. Okay, now for footer, so this is like my tagline that I want to display on every single slide. And that I'm gonna write the Greenest Street Corporation. Okay, Greenest Street Corporation. Greenest Street Corporation. And make sure I spelled that right, yeah. And apply to all. And now you will notice I have Greenest Street Corporation, October 1st, 2. None of that is on my first page because I told it not to show it. But every other page has that tagline. Okay. Just a second here, let me see something. Just want to see something. Okay. Okay. So here's another feature. If I go to design and I click on slide size and I do custom slide size, where is it? So this gives me the opportunity. I could change the numbering of what the slides should be. And I could also change the slide rotation here as well. So I could still keep it exactly what it is, but I could play around with, okay, I want the slide to start from 5, press OK, and then you'll notice that it doesn't show the first page, but here it jumps right to 6. Okay, so for whatever reason you'd want to maybe customize that or start from a certain number, you can do that. Or you could start from 0. That would mean that your one page would be the second page, not the header page. And then you could change also the portrait. Here, this will look funny. Okay, so here it's asking me to ensure fit, maximize, or ensure fit. So obviously, if I change the layout, I'm gonna lose the design. Oh, let me go ahead and get that back to 1. Okay, there we go. See, it automatically changed back to 1, back to, yeah, starting from 1. Okay, I see there's still a few more questions on the picture. So let me address those. And then after that, we will move into the transitions. We're going to play around with some transitions in when you're actually giving the PowerPoint presentation. Let's see here. Okay. So let me, okay, I see there's a few questions about the picture. Okay, so again, let's, you know what? I'll do it one more time. I'm gonna delete it. So just take 2 minutes, delete it, and we'll start again. So I'm gonna go to insert, I'm gonna select shapes, and I'm going to select rectangle, top corner snipped, okay? And I'm gonna just schlep it here. The exact size I want is a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So 2.2 height and 2.2 width, okay? Just gonna move that right over there. Okay, now I have it a 2.2 by 2.2. Make sure I'm highlighted. Now I want to insert a picture in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to shape fill, and I'm going to select the picture. Okay, when I select picture, it's gonna give me a few options where I should get that picture. I selected from my computer because I had already saved this picture. I'm gonna select insert, and it will automatically go right in there. Okay, now my picture is inside. I want to add an outline. So I see the outline color is already green. I want to change the weight of my outline to 3 so I can see it. Oh, that's blue. There we go. There we go. Green. There we go. Oh, it's very close. And I want the dashes to be round dots. Okay, so round dots, level 3. Then I'm going to go to shape effects. I'm going to go to glow, and I'm going to select the 4th one called glow green accent color 218 point. And now I have my full effect as far as the glowing effect. Now I want to change the picture. So instead of going to the drawing tools, I want to go to my picture tools, select, and I'll only get that when I'm selected. I have my picture tools here. I'm going to format, I go to color, and I select this green accent color to dark. And there you have it, that green glow picture. Okay. Henya, if you would like to know if there's a any way to know exactly the theme, so let me see here. If I go to account, no, if I go to info here, let's see. Document. Okay, so this is a little deep here, but this actually is the name of your theme. So if you go, so here, let me show you. So if we go to home, okay, let me go back to the document. I think this actually could be helpful. If you like a theme and you just want to see the type of theme was used, you go to info by just click on file, go to info, then you go to properties and you select advanced properties, and then you have the general information about the presentation. You have a summary where you could add whatever you want. You could do a hyperlink, manager if it's a company, subject, statistics, paragraph, words, notes, slides, total editing time. Wow, we spent a long time on this. Contents, and by the way, that's good if you want to check someone's hours. They're charging you for their time. You want to see how much time they spent on the PowerPoint. And then contents is where it's telling you the content. So the theme is digital blue tunnel 16:9. That's the theme, and then you have the titles of each. And you have Arial, Corbel are the fonts that are used. And here you could show all properties. So, and here, this is the template used right here. Business digital blue tunnel presentation. Well, that's an easier way to look at it. So right here, this is where you see the template. Again, just go to info and you just select to see more properties, and then you'll see the template that was used. Okay. Okay, so, okay, sweet. Thank you, Naftali. So let's see. Naftali figured out how to rotate the picture. So let's go like that. Oh. So I'm trying, okay. You go in right. Hold on, let me turn this, rotate this. There we go. No. Okay, you're gonna have to. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna spend another second with this and then I'm gonna move on. Okay, 1 second. By shape options. Oh, there we go. Okay, Bill, no. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm spending too much time on this. I know I get stuck on these things and then we'll get back to this. Okay, let me just save this. Naftali, if you could type exactly the position, type what the area is called on the PowerPoint and I'll find it. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the slideshow animations. Okay, so we are going to select the transition tool. Okay, so here in the transitions, this allows that fade effect when you go from one position to the next. Okay, which makes it look cool. And you could even do it line by line, but right now we're just gonna do it on the entire page itself. Okay, so if you select more options, you see that you have a bunch of different options here. What we want to select is the box transition. Okay, so we have subtle, which is just smooth in out. You have exciting, they call that, where it looks very busy. You can see fall over, drape, curtains, prestige. You could have fun just looking at every single one of them. Then you have a dynamic content where it has a little more change to it. But we will go ahead and we are going to select the, I think it's the flip option, the box option. Yeah, the box. Okay, that option right there. Okay, so now effect options. So now, oops, I want to apply to all. So it's already applied to all. So now I have the box option, apply to all. And when I select that, I do get an automatic preview here. So here, if I want to try out the comb, try out the zoom, random, let's gives a surprise pan. But I want to do is the box option, and that comes in. But the way I want it to come in, I want it to come in from the top. Okay, so here the effect options I could do from bottom. I could do from the left. Or I could do it from the top, which is what I want. I want it to come from the top. Okay, so that is now applied to all the buttons. Okay, so that being said, now, by the way, if you look here now, you have this little effect here, and if you click on it, it will actually show you what transition is by each slide. So I'm going to go back to this, and if you notice, I forgot to apply all to this effect. Now, if I apply all, now if I go here, there you go, you see that? So whatever changes I make on one, all I have to do is apply all, and it will do all the same. But if let's say I want to do this one, I want to do a honeycomb. So I'll change that up. So I look here and I say, oh, that's cool. And then if I want to apply that all to everything, then go like that. But I'm going to go back to box. And let's see what that looks like. Nope, and I want it from the top. From the top, and apply all. So now that will look like that. So now if I go back home, let me go out of this view. Okay. Okay, so when I'm going in transitions, I have a button here, apply all by the timing. So I have effect options and I have apply all. So whatever I click on that it will save for that slide. And if you look here, whenever I select on the different slide, it gets highlighted as it highlights the transition that I chose. Okay, so right now this is doors, okay, preview, doors, and this is a box. But let's say I want them all to be a box. So I just select that. Now if I come here, it now is a box. So if I want to see what this looks like from the beginning, oh no, it went. Okay, hold on. Let me do my slideshow. I wanted to, okay, let me end. I wanted to open it up. Okay. I want to open it up in this screen, my primary screen, because when I played around with it, it went to my other screen. So here. So this is what my slideshow looks like now. Now, when you click your mouse, you have different ways to move it to the next slide, but pretty much any command on the mouse will rotate it to the next slide. And there you go. And there you have the beautiful presentation. Okay. So I think that is a wrap as far as all the tasks that we wanted to get through for this module. If you want, we could also take a look at our printing options. Now this is a little more dynamic as far as the slide. So if I go to print all full print size, and let's say now you get a better idea of what, let's say, notes would look like. This is what the slide would look like with notes on the side as handouts. If you do it 6 slides all on one page, that's what it looks like. So it's actually not too bad, even the sizing. So that you could just play around with as far as, you know, how you want to hand it out. You could obviously give it out as this, but those are your printing options as well. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Okay. So I believe that this is a wrap. I'm going to answer some questions here, and then in the interim, oh, I did want to say, this time what I did send to you also is I sent you the actual document for the practice sessions. When I saw it, I thought that would be very helpful, because you'll be able to, it tells you exactly what it wants you to accomplish with the practice lessons. And maybe if you want to start working on that now, I can answer any questions that you want for, like, choose the best health insurance plan for you. And that uses different graphics and shapes, as well as it has another one about a few other, you know, attracting, retaining our customers using some smart art, disruption elements. So if you want to go ahead and start playing around with the practice sessions that I sent you, please go for it. And I will be right here. And there is actually one more thing that I wanted to show you here. So this is, the duration is the time. So here, this gives you a little more control as far as when you're doing a transition, the length of the time in between each transition, and how you want to go forward. So you could have the mouse click, or you could actually time it. So, or you could do both. So you could time it, let's say, after 5 seconds, it's going to change unless you click your mouse. But I'm going to unselect that. But here, this duration, so if I do a preview, I go to slideshow, do a preview again, you'll notice it's going to take a little longer. It's a little slower transition. So that's where you have more of an effect. Oh, I forgot to apply all, that's why. Apply to all. Now, see, there we go. Now let's try it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, so Henya, the practice was sent out by Shua last week. It included all the documents. So if you registered your email if you're on the email list, you should have received the practice documents in that email. So I would just check the email. How do you add YouTube? Let me just see if you're here. Okay, let me just look at this, Jack. How do you add a YouTube or a Vimeo video? So that, I'm not going to go into too much, but if I go, let's say, title and content here, you have insert video. And then you would have to find video here, but you're asking about a web video, online pictures, 3D models. I guess that's going to take a little more skill set right now. So I'm not going to do that one now. I think it's just going to confuse. See, I think I'm just going to confuse myself, everyone here. Get off topic. I'm sorry. So I see there's a few. Did you send? Yeah. So yeah, Linda. I guess I don't know. Maybe some people didn't get the email that was sent out because this was sent out end of last week, right before the first session on Monday. So, or maybe it was sent out on Sunday. So maybe check your emails from Sunday from Shua Wordy to see if it was entered, to see if you received it. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, Hanya, I'm reading your question here. I get the design for the slides can be changed by the theme, but how can I change it when the theme isn't one of the options? I'm not sure the question. Is the question, how do you change the theme of the entire slide? Because by design, you could always browse for themes. You could always change a theme from the beginning. Office themes. You could select here, and then this gives you your current theme. So you want to try to change the entire theme to begin with. Enable content updates from, oh, I guess if I enable content updates, I'll get more options. But this is what's available for this theme. And here it gives me a sample of what it would look like if I use that, or that. So it would just change the coloring of the theme. I'm not sure if that's what your question is. Okay, so I guess, and your question is, how do you select a new theme entirely on that slide that's not available on the dropdown? You would just have to open a new file and then just search by the themes. I think that's, just go to new and you just type in your themes there and import that theme into your presentation. I guess that, I think that's your question. Oh, okay. So you want to change the entire theme that's not available. So let's say if I want to do a new theme here, let's try integer document's going to create. Okay. Now, let's go here. Let's go to design. Integer. So if I want to find a theme, hold on. Oh, okay. I think I know what to do. Come here. Let's say. Okay, let me create. Then I want to, hold on, save this theme. Hold on. Design. Save current theme. Here you go. Save the current theme. Okay. So now, so this defaults here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it in my class 3. Okay, so you see it's an office theme, theme 1. Okay, I'll press save. Now, I'll go back to my other document, and I go to design, and I select theme, and I go to browse for themes. And I go back to my office. Did I save it in the right place? Maybe I saved it in the wrong place. Where was it? Here it is. Yeah, I saved it in the wrong place. Here, now I'm downloading my theme 1, apply. And voila, there you go. Wow, that was actually pretty cool. So I believe I answered that question. So you could import slides into already currently made presentations. I'm just gonna undo that. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just go back here. Okay, so Hani, if you want to change the background of just one slide, you just want to be selected on that slide, and you do format background, and you just change the color to whatever color you'd like. And as you can see, the only thing that's changing is the one that you're selected on, because you're not selecting a theme color. Because if I select the theme color, what will happen is that all the colors, look, all the colors would change in the whole. You see that? You notice all the colors change to that color. So you don't want to select it from the variants. You want to select it just from the format background, and then you're going to be able to control and change only that slide that you're selected. Okay, let me see something here. I want to see if I could. See, we're learning new things here. Putting me to the test. Review. No, there. I want to go. Format. No, I don't want to reset it. No. Just give me a second here. Okay, I'm really sorry. That seems like a lot of people didn't get the practice stuff. So what I will do is I'll go ahead and we'll just do the practice stuff. It's fine with me. I think if there's no other questions, we'll just play around a little bit. Okay. So we'll do a quick practice run, and we'll play around a little bit with. So here, Khani, you have a question about bringing images forward or sending backwards, and when that would apply. That would be like a layered presentation. So 1 second here. If you go here, if you bring this, arrange, bring to back, arrange, send to back. Now it's in the back. So if you were doing like a presentation, you can move it to the back, and then when this pops up, it will cover it. Let me get that spot again. Arrange, bring to front. There we go. So I'm not sure what exactly the question is, but I think the next class we're going to play around a little bit more with some graphics and adding some like pie charts and things. Maybe that will address it. But otherwise, I would just suggest just play around with it, and see what you can come up with. Okay, so for practice, let's do this. I'm gonna go new. Okay, I'm gonna type in. I'm gonna use the Metropolitan. Type in Metropolitan. See, I already have it up here because I downloaded it already. But we go Metropolitan. And we'll import that, the blue Metropolitan design. And okay, so if you saw, it did give you a few other options there. But now I have just a single slide, and I will go ahead and type, choose the best health insurance plan for you. Choose the best health insurance plan for you. Okay, I see people raising their hand, please, if you have a question, just type it in. Unless you asked a question a while ago and I missed it, I'm sorry. Oh, Linda, I'm sorry. I just see that you had a question there. If you, so with the transitions, if you want to see that it's applied, you could just select it and you'll see right away if the transitions, and the duration is the same. Because if it would be different, then it would have a different picture as well as, let's see, if I do doors and I go to view here, I can see that it is different. Because when I select here, it gives me a box. When I select here, it does doors. And then I select here, it gives me a box. So I could just match it, and there you go. And if you notice also, I lost, it defaulted back because here also it defaults to 160, 1.60 seconds. I wanted 2 seconds for all. And then when I select, I can see that all of them are equal and the same timing and the same transition. Okay, so I guess we might as well just continue with the practice there. Okay, choose the best health insurance plan for you. I want to select this. I want to give it a shadow effect. There we go. Make it stand out a little bit. Then I want to type here, evaluate your options. And then right under that, student name. Okay. So now I want to bring in my guides because I want to enter a picture here. The picture I want to enter is, let me zoom out a little bit so I could see the, so when they're red, the red ones are the ones that sit directly in the middle, perpendicular and horizontal. So the red ones don't move, but the ones that move are the black ones. So the guides are automatically, if you're not able to move them, just maybe the guide is like all the way up here. You see, I lost my guide. Oh, cool. Wow, it totally disappeared. Ah, where's my guide? Let's see. Cool, I just lost my guide. I've never done that before. So now I can relate. Now hold on. Let me see something here. Display. And so I can Control Z that. That's so interesting. I've never done that before. I don't know how to get it back. I lost my guide. Oh well. Let's see. Lost my guide. Let's see what happens. See what it tells me to do. It's one way to use the help option. Okay, that I already know. My question is, view. Okay, go to show. Okay. Okay, I don't know where my other guide is, so I'm going to use my grid lines. Okay, so I want it to be 5 inches, 5 inches by 3 inches, 3.5 inches from the center here. So I'm going to move this here, the 5. Oh, here we go. There, got it. You saw that? Now, by grids and highlights, I have add or add horizontal. So even if I do lose it, I could just add it. And I could add multiple of them. And so it defaults to 1, but here you go. So you could just add vertical, add horizontal. Okay? So, yeah, no, I hope I got you covered for there. So now I have a few vertical and horizontal. Okay. Naftali, I see you wrote a lot over there. Let me take a look in a second. But here, okay. Let me just go ahead. Well, since we're already at it here, I want to gonna add a rectangle. Insert. Oh, here we go. Shape. It's a rectangle. Looks like this guy over here. And right there, I want it to be sized. Three inches wide by 3. No, it is 3 inches by 2.5 inches. That'll be right there. Now I want to insert a picture, shape fill, picture, browse. Insert. There we go. That's my picture. Okay, hold on. I want to go back to the other here. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's go. We'll go to sidebar that you could do more rotation options. Okay. Fine. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Did it. Thank you, Naftali, for your patience with me. I did it. I figured it out. Okay, for those who didn't see it, thank you, Naftali, for your patience in this non-classroom, this digital classroom. But in order to lock, so if you go to format picture, you go format and you go to rotation options, more rotation options. So here you actually have by the shape option, no, you have the rotation options. Where'd it go? See, I lost it. How come I? This is the format picture. No, oh, here. There we go. So right here, rotate with shape. So by the, if you, by the fill options you have here, the rotation options, so rotate with shape or not. So if I rotate with shape, then it will move with the shape. If not, the shape will remain in the same place, but it will, the shape itself, you'll be able to rotate. So now if I rotate shape, it will, doesn't matter, the picture will still remain locked. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, is it, I don't know, let's see, view, grids, grid lines. So I don't know if it allows you to make them a little more significant. Let's see. Go here, grid settings, display smart guides. Okay, no, that's not it. So I don't see any option to change the type of the size of the grid lines or the size of the guides. Sorry, maybe there is. I don't, I'm not aware of it. Okay. Okay. So, Hani, I'll show you again how to control the rotation. So if I go to rotation and I have more rotation options, the truth is I find it in shapes. So if I go, hold on, let me see something here. So if I go to shape fill, one second, let me see something if it defaults here. No. So okay, so by the format picture, I have these more options here. So when I select on the fill options, so picture or text texture, you have no fill, solid fill, gradient fill. And as I select one, it changes the design. So gradient fill, picture or text, pattern. Okay, so when I select on picture or textured fill, there is this selection here which says rotate with shape. So whatever shape this default as the top and the bottom, then as I rotate it, the picture inside will rotate. But when I select to rotate, unselect that, what will happen is the picture will always remain static as its original form. So no matter how you move the shape, the picture inside or the whatever's inserted inside will always remain upward. Okay, Henry, you have a question about the formatting. So to find out about that, what I would suggest is let's highlight here this. Yeah, let's highlight here. What I would do is go to go to home, do formatting. So here, double strike. So small caps, all caps. So I don't know. I never tried to do that. So you have character spacing here, and you have font. Here are the presets: subscript, superscript, double strike, small caps, all caps. Okay, that just does small caps lock and a big caps lock. I don't know if there is a setting that I can see that will allow you to format text effects. So left margin, wrap text. So I don't know as far as that setting. There could be, I'm just not aware of it. Okay. So let me just go ahead and save this. Okay. Avi, let me go ahead and I'll email you the stuff. I mean, whoever told me that they didn't get the practice stuff, I'm sorry, but I could go ahead and email it to you. If you just type your email, I will go ahead and email it to you right now. So let me just open Gmail. Okay, as far as everyone else, I know people have been signing off, but thank you so much for participating. There's another one down. We have one more class, one more module left on PowerPoint, and then we will move on to the exciting and never-ending Excel. So okay, let me go ahead. Let's keep that there. All right, that is a wrap for everybody. I'm going to hope for those who are still here and planning on leaving, a wonderful evening. Thank you for participating. I'm going to end the screen share. So it's just going to be me. And oh, that's how it looks when I don't have a screen share. Oh wow! So it looks like a lot of people did not get the practice. I guess I'll mention it to Shua. Make sure he has the right emails on file. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and just forward you that information. Okay, hold on. Oh, you know who it came from? It came from Frumma. That's who it came from. Because that I know. It came from Frumma Aronson. PowerPoint class. Where is it? Let's see. I'm pretty sure I got it. I remember seeing it. Microsoft PowerPoint. Oh. Okay, here it is. I found it. This is it. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to forward it. Okay. So I'm trying to. Why isn't it letting me highlight? There we go. Ah. I was able to do it before. Okay. Um, okay, I sent it. I wish everyone a wonderful evening. All the best. Have a good weekend. Have a good Yom Tov. And we'll see you next Monday. All the best. I think. Oh, okay. From I just got your email. Let me send that to you also. Ah, let me see. Okay. All right, sent. Okay. Zag isn't all the best.